All right, guys. Well, in case you haven't heard, we actually have an email to the show now. You can email the show at zachtalkslive@gmail.com if you guys find a news item or a topic that you think should be on the show that you want us to discuss. That's ZACH talkslive@gmail.com. And we actually got our first email in today. From Oswaldo, who writes, "Hi, Zach. I know it's a little last minute, but you should talk about the Black Adam drama and Fantastic Four casting news." So, I don't know much about the Black Adam drama that you're referring to. I think, Cody, you kind of found a little something, but it wasn't
Yeah.
anything that we thought to talk about. But according to Deadline, they haven't casted the Fantastic Four. Here's what they had to say. At Disney's D23 event this month, Feige confirmed Shackman as the director of the film, but said that was all he had for the audience at the time, with no cast on board. Feige and Shackman now will focus on finding actors while the script is being written. Sources tell Deadline that Jeff Kaplan and Ian Springer are on board to write the script for the film. So this kind of explains one of the major disappointments that I felt at D23, which I was convinced that they were going to have the director and cast of Fantastic Four walk out on stage. I was kind of jaw dropped surprised when there was no cast announcement whatsoever. I thought maybe
Yeah.
that could be, one or two people haven't signed yet. They haven't got the full cast there yet. But now, according to Deadline, they haven't even casted anyone, and they're just starting to search for their actors. Cody, does this surprise you that they haven't casted any of the Fantastic Four yet?
Uh, I guess a little bit yes and a little bit no, because if I do remember correctly, they did give a release date for their Fantastic Four reboot in like 2024 sometime, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, so so I guess maybe there's again they just landed the director for this movie because John Watts was originally attached, then he left the project for no real specific reason. Then they got a new one, so I guess they probably just wanted to get the get a few more things settled behind the scenes before they start announcing too much up front. And I think it's probably just one giant ploy to just torture Twitter for like another year until we find out who is getting really cast, because these fan casts keep popping up like every other day, and it's there's like, which one should we use?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be another torturous couple months as we have to endure the fan castings once again. But can I tell you something that, if this is true, I feel like is confirmation to me?
Sure.
If this is true and Deadline saying that they're just looking for the cast now and they haven't gotten it yet,
Hmm.
John Krasinski is not going to be a part of this movie.
Yeah, probably.
I know a lot of people want him as Reed Richards. We got that little taste of him in Multiverse of Madness. I personally don't think that he's going to be in the movie regardless of this news, but now hearing this news from Deadline, I think it's a done deal. I don't think that John Krasinski is going to be our Reed Richards.
Yeah, I I think unfortunately that could be the case, but also it could be one of those things where they're just waiting until they've got everybody locked on. Like, oh yeah, John Krasinski is attached, but also there's never really any. They haven't really been too explicit about John Krasinski's Reed Richards so far. Anyway, it's just like a little tiny bit of like John Krasinski on a talk show talking about a little bit, but like even the bonus features on Multiverse of Madness's Blu-ray don't even acknowledge him whatsoever. So
Yeah.
that was more than likely just a done deal. Like, oh hey, remember that time we put Jim from The Office in the MCU only to get turned into spaghetti? You're welcome, internet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do bring up a good point too about this, because there is that rumor that Jodie Comer is cast as Sue Storm.
Hmm.
So maybe they do have a couple here and there cast, but they just haven't gotten the full cast yet, and now they're looking to complete their puzzle.
Yeah, I think so because it is a team effort after all. So I think it would make the most sense till you've got everybody locked in, plus maybe the villain if they go Doctor Doom or not. So maybe they're just waiting until everything is settled, and maybe also once a script is done too, that usually helps. So
Yeah. Well, Question is for you guys. What do you guys think? Is it weird that they haven't casted the Fantastic Four yet, even though it's coming out in 2024 and they've already got a director on board? Comment down below. Let us know all your thoughts and opinions. And thank you to Oswaldo for sending that into the show.